One of the first people that I helped start a small business in Rwanda was named Florian, and Florian started a gardening business and ended up giving him the tools and capital that he needed to get this business up and running. And after working with him for several months, I went to his home and I recognized that his home had not changed at all from when I first helped him get a job. There was no impact on his family, no impact on his kids. His kids still weren't in school, there were no improvements. And it turns out that he was spending his increased profit on other women and on alcohol. And I remember feeling incredible letdown that I had this promise of microfinance and all of my enthusiasm that it was going to change lives. And yet I saw an individual that had a thriving business, and yet his life and his family's life had not changed at all. And I remember at that moment recognizing there's got to be more than just in a change in a wallet for significant change to happen. And I think that is where certainly the church and the faith community has something materially different to offer than just another loan, just another job. When you have the opportunity to touch hearts, to touch meaning, to touch purpose, to touch identity alongside helping an individual get out of physical poverty, that's where you see incredible transformation. When you see hearts that are changed and you see wallets that are changed, you really can see communities transformed.
In exploring ways to encourage human flourishing in the developing world, we've talked about private property rights, rule of law, and access to networks of productivity and exchange. These are essential, but they're only part of the equation. We can't forget the importance of the gospel. The gospel saves souls and prepares people for eternal life with God, but it also transforms the here and now. This change is especially evident when we see the Christian message of hope and freedom replace a fatalistic vision of life.
Many people believe that you are born poor or you are born rich. It's predestination. They don't see themselves to move and graduate from poverty. They get so discouraged.
Whether it was Muslims or Christians or Hindus, the poor have been socialized to believe that this was destined for their lives. And when they can understand that, no, that's not what God intended, and that's why He sent His Son, so you could have fullness of life now, that's when they're really empowered.
In the lower caste in India, I've seen people come to Christ, become disciples, become productive workers, establish education, first an orphanage, then a school, secondary school, and then a university, and then a graduate school, all in the space of 3 decades. And to be able to create the prosperity and the resources to support all of that out of sheer poverty. And you would have said at the beginning of this 30-year process, this can't happen. But their conversion brought them into a whole life discipleship that translated them eventually out of poverty. It's transformative. And the surrounding non-Christian culture can see that. And I think it actually bears up a great testimony to the fact that Christ transforms not just the inner person, but the outer lifestyle.